Credit unions, or credit societies as they were known in the developing years, emerged out of necessity. Frustrated European farmers, shopkeepers, tradesmen, and workers alike had been shut out of the banking system that catered only to the wealthy. Realizing that any efforts to force change in the banking system would be futile, they came up with their own solution: people helping people. This concept of cooperative credit organizations quickly spread throughout Europe. Although it would seem cooperatives were a business model that could easily be replicated and openly embraced by the public, it would take years and numerous false starts for the credit union movement to take root in the U.S. Once it did, though, credit unions became a driving socio-economic force. Undoubtedly, the Texas movement would not be where it is today without the efforts of extraordinary leaders like C.T. Bergeron, H.B. Yates, R.C. Morgan, Wilfred McKinnon, and Bessie Heard. Because of their efforts, and those of other great credit union leaders, we have over the years secured countless legislative victories on both the state and national level. In 2005, the Texas Credit Union League created its Advocacy Excellence Award program to honor credit unions and credit union advocates for their tireless commitment toward the protection and preservation of our movement. Barbara Jordan, an American politician from Texas, once said, "A government is invigorated when each of us is willing to participate in shaping the future of this nation." 2009 was an extraordinary year by any measure and from any perspective. It's been demanding of our country and of our profession. In advocacy specifically, and because of the intense pressure on the financial sector in Washington, we've had to ask more from our credit unions than ever before. At a time when every aspect of credit union operations were under scrutiny, everything from lending to share insurance to mortgages to credit and debit cards, we ask credit unions to step up and take action. We ask you to fly to Washington with 2 weeks' notice last December, and these superstars delivered 100 CEOs and leaders, the biggest state delegation in the U.S. We ask you to reach out to your member owners, and these superstars buried D.C. in a snowstorm of emails and letters. We ask you to raise more for T-Colpack during the worst economic times we've seen in our lifetime, and the superstars helped us break every prior PAC record. We at the League have tremendous pride in working with such incredible people who are driven to ensure that credit unions don't merely survive these challenging times, but that we all thrive and shine. For our members, the millions of Texans who depend on us to help them buy their first home, send their children to college, or plan for their retirement. At the very moment we question whether our movement needs us on Capitol Hill, remember that our credit union family in developing countries around the world look to us for inspiration as they struggle to build a movement of our strength and vitality. We all have an obligation to protect the integrity of our movement, and I applaud all of our award recipients for their extraordinary efforts. Credit unions were born to champion the financial literacy cause through ambitious programs as well as strategic and collaborative partnerships with schools, community, and civic organizations alike. Credit unions are helping to transform lives. The Texas Credit Union Foundation created its Focus Award program to acknowledge and honor innovation, dedication, passion, and promise to financial literacy education. The Foundation salutes this year's Focus Award winners for making tremendous strides in increasing public awareness of the importance of being financially literate, enhancing students' knowledge in the area of personal finance, disseminating the National Endowment for Financial Education's high school financial planning program in public schools across the state, and leveraging and expanding partnerships with local schools, community and civic organizations so as to improve financial literacy among young people. Albert Pike, an American lawyer in the 1800s, said, "What we have done for ourselves alone dies with us, and what we have done for others and the world remains and is immortal." Indeed, the legacy of those who have been inducted into the Texas Credit Union Hall of Fame will live on forever. Since the Texas Credit Union Hall of Fame Award program was created in 1998, 27 credit union leaders have been inducted. Their hands-on approach to tackling even the most difficult of challenges and their pragmatic, consistent, and vigorous leadership has inspired many, including our 2010 Texas Credit Union Hall of Fame inductees, Dale Roberts and Curtis Collins. Both Dale and Curtis began their respective credit union careers in the mid-1960s in Houston, Texas. Dale as an office manager at Primeway Federal Credit Union and Curtis as a volunteer at JSC Federal Credit Union. Young, spirited, and focused, both Dale and Curtis quickly proved their ability and willingness to take on greater responsibility. At the same time Dale was promoted to Executive Vice President at Primeway, Curtis was tapped to serve on the Board of Directors at JSC. He had previously served 17 years on the Credit Committee at JSC, first as a member and later as chairman. Their successes, and there are many, can be attributed to a culmination of hard work and can-do attitude. Dale Roberts is described as a man of extraordinary vision and undying passion, who has left an undeniable mark on the credit union movement.
I didn't know Mr. Roberts for his entire credit union career, but I've seen the results of his leadership. He nurtured and groomed Primeway through several mergers and name changes. Through the years, it was always about credit union members and the credit union. Mr. Roberts has the ability to listen to ideas, thoughts, and facts in a manner that allows a person to reach the best solution. In October 2009, Primeway found itself in need of a CEO. I called the best sounding board I know, Dale Roberts, and I found myself asking Mr. Roberts if he would serve as the interim CEO as we search for a new one. Mr. Roberts returned from a well-deserved retirement to serve the members of Primeway and the organization he built.
During his tenure as president and CEO of Primeway Federal Credit Union, Dale was credited as being the driving force behind the creation of CU Alliance, a credit union service organization that includes Credit Union Acceptance Company, Credit Union Member Auto Center, Credit Union Member Auto Sales, and Member Home Loan. In 2003, Dale spearheaded the name change of the credit union from Communicators FCU to Primeway FCU. His goal was to achieve a name that could accommodate and welcome community members, select employer groups, and leave room for growth without need to change names again. The following year, under Dale's leadership, Primeway was awarded the City of Houston as part of its charter. At the time, NCUA categorized it as the largest underserved community charter awarded to that point in time. As Dale climbed the ranks at Primeway Federal Credit Union, this 2006 Southwest CUNA Management School Alumnus of the Year gave freely of his time and expertise. He mentored and/or advised numerous credit union organizations, including the Palisades Jamaican Credit Union, the Washington County Community Development Federal Credit Union, and the Credit Union Acceptance Corporation. He also volunteered on countless boards and committees within the credit union movement. Dale Roberts is known by friends and colleagues alike as an incredible man with a big heart, a man who has always shown a genuine interest in other people, a rare gem among men. His compassion for those is evident in his volunteerism and philanthropic giving. Throughout Dale's illustrious credit union career, he often crossed paths with Curtis, who was also quickly establishing himself as a prominent figure within the movement. Curtis's volunteer service at JSC Federal Credit Union spans more than 45 years. In addition to serving as vice chairman and membership officer on the board of directors, Curtis is also currently a member of the credit union's political liaison committee. Like Dale, Curtis has a genuine enthusiasm and passion for the credit union movement.
Curtis and I have worked together for almost 25 years and have seen a lot of changes in the credit union world. But there are two things in Curtis's world that hasn't changed and probably never will change. That's Curtis caring for people, family and friends, and his passion for the credit union movement. He's always thinking about credit union issues. Believe me, I know, because I get emails from him from 1 o'clock in the morning on things he's been thinking about. Curtis is an honorable man who serves the credit union movement with dignity, honesty, and integrity. He's an individual that never meets a stranger, and he's always there to help. He is a true gentleman and a good friend.
Curtis's commitment to the movement expands well beyond JSC Federal Credit Union. He's extremely active in the Houston chapter of credit unions and is credited with creating the Credit Union Volunteers Association, serving as chairman. In this role, Curtis provides monthly programs for volunteers on current credit union issues. He also conducts formal training for local credit union volunteers in the Credit Union National Association's Volunteer Achievement Program. Curtis also donates his time and talents as a volunteer instructor at Southwest CUNA Management School, where he has taught credit union governance and board management relations since 2006. This credit union development educator has attained 8 levels of certification in the CUNA Volunteer Achievement Program and is willing to do whatever he needs to do in order to spread the credit union spirit. Anyone who has ever worked alongside Curtis at any level will surely attest to the fact that he has consistently been someone special for the entire credit union movement. His volunteer service to organizations within and beyond the credit union movement has earned him numerous accolades, including a certification of commendation from NASA, where he spent more than 35 years of his professional career, the Houston Area Professional Employee of the Year Award, NAFCU's National Volunteer of the Year Award, and the Texas Credit Union League Volunteer of the Year in 2003. But of course, Curtis Collins and Dale Roberts do not commit themselves to the credit union cause for the recognition. They do it because of their deep-rooted passion and unyielding belief in our cooperative system, earning them both a place in the Texas Credit Union Hall of Fame.